Space 101.1 welcomes you to Broken Alaska, the world's only ongoing improvised radio drama series. Doc and Heather have been spending so much time hot tubbing that it's a joke among some of the Brokenites that they must be nearly hard-boiled by now. We open with them, not surprisingly, in the hot tub zone behind Lars's Kombucha Emporium.
Oh, Doc, you're here already. I am so sorry I'm late. I just got a letter.
Oh, really? Who from?
Kitty and Denise.
Lovely.
I gotta put this box down.
A box.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Always with a letter, there's a box.
Yeah,
and full of surprises.
Love their surprises.
Let me just get right in next to you.
Oh.
Feeling a little warmer now.
Oh, me too,
It
actually.
always feels so nice to be in the hot tub with you, Doc.
I agree.
Want to read the letter together?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Hello, Broken.
Hey, Brokenites.
It's me,
Kitty and Denise here, and this week we are in Portugal. And sweet baby Jesus, this place is really something. In the middle of the country is Coimbra University.
Kitty, it's pronounced Universidad de Coimbra.
I know that, Denise, but people in Broken are ignorant and can't speak foreign stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, Coimbra is one of the oldest continuously operating universities in the world. They have a very famous library, the Biblioteca Joanina. It houses some of the oldest and rarest books in the world. The Joanina is like a vault for books. The stone walls are 2 feet thick, the door it's thick teak wood, and inside it stays a constant 20 degrees Celsius.
That's European for Fahrenheit.
The whole interior is covered in ornately carved oak bookshelves, but you have to have written permission to borrow any of the books. Here's the coolest part, you guys. Every night, they cover all the tables with leather sheets, and a colony of bats come swooping out of the basement to fly around the library all night. The bats eat any bugs that would try to eat the paper in the books.
And they're so cute, too.
So, we sure are learning a lot on our library tour. We hope you guys are doing well back in Broken. Love ya, Kitty.
Love
And Denise.
Kitty and Denise. Wow, it sounds like they're having an amazing time in Portugal.
Wow, their adventures are pretty grand. I will give them that.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what's in the box.
Their packages make me anxious, too.
Doc, I'm so excited. Let's open the box together. Oh, so exciting. They're gifts.
Be careful.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be something fun.
Yeah.
Ready?
Fun.
1, 2, 3. Oh my God! It's a bunch of bats!
Bats!
Oh, bats!
Oh, Heather, hold still. There's one in your hair.
Oh my God.
Hold still. Try not to look like a bug.
pulling.
Hold still. I got it. Here you go. Here you go.
Oh, they're flying off into the trees. Oh,
You okay?
oh my God! Thank God you were here.
Oh, you're
I
fine.
think they're all gone.
Good old Kitty and Denise.
Yeah.
Disregarding all quarantine laws again. Well, at least it's not another honey badger.
Yeah. Oh.
You can see them trying to get another friend for honey.
Oh, don't even get me started. I have been getting phone calls night and day. There's holes all over town. People have been falling in them. I don't know what we're going to do, Doc. The honey badger's making a mess.
Whoa. People have some really strange notions about what a honey badger can do. I mean, their holes are barely big enough for a sump pump. This is not the work of a honey badger.
I don't know. If it's not the honey badger, then what's doing it?
I don't know.
It's getting really serious now. Mark thinks Sarsfield is down in the tunnels.
Oh, I know he's having a hard time finding him.
Mark says he's hearing, like, meowing in the middle of the night.
Well, Mark sometimes hears things that maybe the rest of us don't. I'm frankly a little bit worried about him.
You're such a good friend. I mean, to everyone. I mean, you've been a good friend to me. This past week has been kind of crazy.
Oh, what's going on?
Well, turns out the mayor isn't who I thought he was.
He's not the upstanding public servant we all hoped he would be? That's
No, he's
surprising.
not. There have been dark and dastardly things being done in the name of Broken. There have been envelopes with money and all kinds of mafia threats. It's blackmail. He's not the love of my life.
Oh, Heather, I'm so sorry. I know
The
this
things
is
that he made me do, Doc. I mean,
Oh, please, I don't want to know.
beyond the septic tank.
The what?
He's had me do some dirty things for him, but
No.
overhauling his car engine was the last straw.
What?
I'm done. I am done with the mayor.
I know how you feel about the mayor, and of course, that's not something I would ever want to get in the way of. and-
That's what I'm here to tell you. Those feelings are gone. I'm not his lackey doing his dirty work anymore.
Heather, I would never put you in a position where you'd be criminally liable for my wrongdoings. You deserve better.
You're like the only one in town that I can trust.
Which reminds me, while we're talking about the town, I was wondering if possible to reconsider the broadband connections so that maybe if I have to be off in some distant area, say like Dynamo Falls, I can still communicate with...
Dynamo Falls? Why would you leave Broken? Why would you leave me in the hot tub alone every night without you? What would I do?
I've been offered a position in Dynamo Falls, a high-power veterinary position, and I'm really considering it, and...
The town needs you. I need you.
You need me? Heather, what are you saying?
I'm saying I'm done with the mayor, and I want you to stay and be in my life. I want you to be more than just my hot tub friend.
Heather, are you inviting me out of the friend zone?
Yes, Doc. I am ready for you to feel my inner moose.
Heather, take my hand. Feel this warmth.
Oh.
This is the feeling of a person who cares about you. Heather, I hear that the next romance novel convention is going to be held in Hawaii.
How did you know that?
I'm told that Hawaii is a wonderful place for a honeymoon.
Honeymoon?
Heather, I love you. Will you marry me?
Maybe it's the kombucha talking, but yes, of course I'll marry you.
Oh, Heather, you've made me so happy.
Let's make this official.
Yes?
Let's toast to our love.
With
I have the kombucha.
Yes, kombucha. That's good too.
To our love.
To our love.
Oh, Doc, kiss me, you mad, impetuous fool.
With pleasure, my dear.
Oh.
Whoa,
Whoa.
whoa.
Oh, my goodness.
Wait, what's that?
That's way too many bubbles.
Too
What?
many. Oh, something's
that-
coming up. Wait, that's
that
not
red?
Is that the German scientist?
Is the German scientist
What are they're wearing masks and snorkels?
This is not where we meant to be.
No, this is 15 meters over to the left. Surely. Hello.
I told you to take the left at Fletcher Palterton Market. You took the right. Here we are in this tub.
Well, it's a wonderful tub, though. It's nice and warm, very spacious.
Not a good time, guys. Really not a good time.
Excuse me.
A
closing moment.
That would explain the blushing. Yes, well.
yes.
Everybody
Sorry
looks
about
very
that.
warm.
Well,
Some kombucha to go?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Dr. Solvig,
Yeah.
I think we should try again. Let's try taking the left turn you suggested. Sorry for the interruption.
Yes, we go now. Let the kissing resume.
Gute Nacht.
Good night.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye.
But
Where did they go?
it looks like they just went back down in the bubbles.
Did they go down the drain?
Well, that's not possible.
Well, in this town, I don't know what's possible anymore.
Oh, you know what, Heather? Let's forget about them. And let's get on with the kissing.
Yeah.
If you're ever in Broken, Alaska, make sure you stop by Mark Shaughnessy's bar, The Twisted Dinghy, where the selection of beers is staggering. The salmon and chips are always perfect. The fire is always warm, and there's always an empty seat for a new friend.
Hey, Mark, I gotta tell you, this idea of putting a lime on the top of the beer glass here, this is really good. I never heard of this before.
Oh, I picked that up a few years ago.
Good bartender you are.
Well, thank you.
How's it going with the cat search?
Oh, I have looked everywhere. I've been to the docks. I've been to the laundromat. I've gone to the Warren G. Harding Museum, the Warren G. Harding statue with its glistening abs of bronze.
My goodness,
Nothing.
Mark, if you spent all that time on some of the things that are important around this town, all the tremors, figuring out what's going on with all these other mysteries, maybe we'd have a little more accomplished. Your cat. You know what cats do? They put their turds in pregnant ladies' litter boxes and they get sick. Cats are kind of gross.
Joey, forgive me if I'm getting you wrong here, but you almost sound like you don't really care about my cat.
The cat can take care of himself, Mark. It'll be fine.
I hear him, though. I hear him meowing to me, and it sounds like it's coming from deep in the bowels of the earth, and I don't know where he is.
Coming deep from the bowels of your head. What other things do you hear in your head, Mark?
Oh, you wouldn't believe the arguments I've been getting into with Pugsy lately.
Arguments with Pugsy?
He just rolls his little bug eyes at me when I try to tell him we need to work another search grid looking for Sarsfield. He rolls his eyes at me and says, "There are larger forces at work, Mark, than you comprehend."
Oh, what an interesting accent Pugsy has. Where's that from?
I don't know. I don't know where he's from. Ohio, I think, but
Oh, yeah? Is that how people talk in Ohio?
I don't know. I've never been. If it wasn't for the enchantment that chains me to this place, I could go there and find out.
Yeah, right. And I mean, next thing you're going to tell me you're a werewolf enchanted by the full moon.
It's not about the moon, Joey. That's a stereotype.
You know, Mark, I know. It's a lot. So many people are missing. I mean, Skarsgård's missing. Louise is missing. My seismometers are going crazy. They're just like whipping up and down all the time. And I need some scientists. You know who might be able to help? I'm going to go check out those scientists. They can help me with my seismometers.
Yeah, the Germans are going to be more familiar with scientific instruments. Wait a minute.
What's the matter?
The Germans were in here. They popped up out of nowhere, and they were asking about hypothetical books for keeping a hypothetical cat interested while they pursued their research.
Wait a second. What are you saying?
Whoa. Hey.
Whoa.
Whoa. Oh, it's another tremor.
That's a big tremor.
Whoa.
Okay.
Here, hang on to the bar.
Okay, hold it on. All right. Whoa. Okay. Oh, Mark, I gotta go check my seismometers. This is really, really big. They must be jumping up and down all over I gotta go.
Yeah, you go do that. I've got to go check on the bookstore. Right. I've got to make sure that everything's okay there. Yeah. I'll go do that.
All right. Later, Mark.
Later.
You're listening to Broken Alaska, radio's only ongoing improvised drama series on Space 101.1. Visit us on Facebook at Broken AK and catch up on previous episodes via your favorite podcaster. Over at the Wayway Tenango Coffee Roasting Hut, Bert and Annika are sharing intel about the criminal Red Trousers and the tall, beautiful woman with him who can kill with just a look.
How do you know this is her? This is fuzzy, and I can barely tell this is a woman. How do you even know that this is her?
Because later that night, in that very spot, they found a body dead from severe blunt force trauma to the eyeballs.
And this is in Juneau.
In Juneau.
May I have this picture?
Yes, of course.
Okay. This is getting really serious.
And really close.
And you still haven't heard from D.I. James?
Not a word.
And Louise is missing, and that cat. All right. Do you know if they're still in Juneau?
As far as I know, I haven't heard anything after this photo was taken.
Okay, we get a lot of images and information about this woman that's traveling with him, his assistant, the one that can do the Jitna Kondo. Have you any picture, information on Red Trousers at all? Because that's who I'm looking for. That's who you asked me to look for.
I'm not aware of any photos of Red Trousers.
That's really going to complicate things.
Yes, I understand. That's why I hired you to help me, because you're the best.
Bert, I'm going to be real honest with you right now because I'm getting a little fed up with this piecemeal crap that you keep giving me. You're putting my life, the lives of my informants, my network is in danger. So what are you not telling me? What do you know that I need to know?
You know, Annika, with these underworld
I don't need
there's
any
a certain amount of-
mamby-pamby. Give it to me straight, man.
Well, we haven't found him yet.
No, we haven't.
And whose job was it to find him?
You asked me to be a partner in this. That's
Annika.
not building trust between us, is it, Bert?
Annika.
But the fact that he has been making tracks here and his assistant, whoever she is spotted, this is a deliberate move where she is leaving a trail to let us know that they're on their way. Red Trousers could already be here.
Broken is only the end game in his insane spree.
How do you know he doesn't already have a pawn here?
Mon ami.
Jean-Claude.
Do you just advertise these meetings?
Where have you been?
1,000 pardons. I was going to come to Austinville to your patisserie to see you.
Do you just put out an Evite and say, ooh, secret meeting at Wayway Tenango. Come on, 3 p.m.
I got delayed. There was a big coffee roasting order that came in. 1,000
Mon
pardons,
Dieu,
my
your
friend.
excuses. We were waiting for you. The bakery had beautiful croissants. They got stale.
I don't suppose you brought a croissant with you.
But of course I have a croissant with me. I carry them in each pocket. I have 6 or 7 at any time.
Wow.
But there could be an emergency. Who knows? A baker must be prepared.
Oh, well, cheers. I'll take an almond one if you've got one.
Well, yes, but I've got more than that. I have the information about the Rose Files.
I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. Did you just say the Rose Files? Like our Rose?
But of course, Louise has been collecting information on our Rose for many years, you know.
Okay.
Sort of information has Louise gathered about Rose?
These files contain all the information to the dagger. You know Rose's connection to the dagger.
Hold on. Wait a tick. Rose's connection to the dagger.
The dagger?
You know the dagger was the super criminal who murdered my wife Sally back in 1973.
Well, the dagger wasn't always called the dagger. Once there was a little boy named Peter Sharp who knew his share of tragedy. Well, by the time he was 4 years old, both his parents had died when a mobile knife sharpening cart plowed into them, killing them instantly. Peter Sharp, he moves to a tiny town in Alaska to live with his grandfather, a kindly old man who ran a successful bakery. And that town was broken.
Mr. Munsky.
That's right, that man was Mr. Munsky.
Great Caesar's ghost!
Yes. Little Peter loved his Grandpa Munsky. He used to help him out each morning at the bakery, preparing the cinnamon buns, the resin scones, the fresh bread, and most importantly, the Warren G. Harding brownies. For it was the brownies that Munsky's bakery was so famous for. People would travel near and far from all places just to have them. And by the time the bakery opened, 6 a.m., a line would be formed around the block, waiting for a chance to get one of those delicious treats.
So hold on a minute here, Jean-Claude. Let me just wrap my head around this. So you're saying that the dagger grew up in Broken, that he was Mr. Munsky's grandson, and that he made the world-famous Warren G. Harding brownies that Rose inherited the recipe for from Chester Tyrone.
You're catching on.
It's all starting to come together.
Of course.
That's interesting.
Grandma Munsky, he loves the popularity of the Warren G. Harding brownies. They brought him such fame. But he never ate one himself. In fact, one of the things he told little Peter when he arrived in Broken was that he must never, ever eat one of those famous brownies. And, you know, Peter never did.
I wonder why Mr. Munsky never ate his own brownies and warned his grandson against it.
Let me continue. But each morning, Peter sat upon a stool in the back of the bakery, watching Grandpa Munsky measure the flour and add the sugar, and he watches him pull a tiny, desiccated herb from a small box in his desk drawer.
That could be the herb that Rose also got from Chester Tyrone and has been reconstituting at Brick's lab in his house.
Could be. All I know is that he pinches off a tiny bit and he sprinkles it in the brownie butter, said Grandpa Munsky. You know, he says,
This tiny bit of herb is the secret ingredient for my brownies. It was passed down to me from my father and his father before him, and I hope to pass it down to you one day.
That's interesting.
Very strange.
Little Pete, he says,
But Grandpa, it's all dried up.
Yes,
says his grandpa.
this is a special plant. It can survive years and years all dried up like this. When I start to run low, I can just replant a little bit of the stem and a new green leafy plant will begin to grow. But you mustn't tell anyone about this plant, Peter. It's our secret ingredient.
Wow.
Says Peter.
It's an herb that was grown in Alaska long, long ago, but now it's nearly extinct. It's what gives the brownies all their magic.
Magic?
Peter asks,
Yes, magic. I tried making the brownies without the herb, and they were fine, delicious even. But with only a tiny bit of the herb added, the brownies become irresistible to people. They come from miles away to eat one. My father once told me that the herb was a powerful substance that, if used incorrectly, could even control people's minds. Not that I would ever do something like that, of course.
No, Grandpa, of course not.
Oh my.
Good Lord, control people's minds.
Yeah, he's a brownie. So with that, Grandpa Munski made little Peter pinky swear never to tell a soul about his secret recipe. Well, little Peter, he turns 5 years old. One crisp, clear morning in Broken, he rises early, and he makes his way down to the bakery, where Grandpa Munski was already measuring and tossing and kneading, Peter, he takes a fresh, warm bun, takes it from the rack, and he climbs up onto the stool, ready to listen to more of his grandpa's stories. But Grandpa Munski, he's in a bad mood. He broods and he fusses about the kitchen, mumbling under his breath about friendship and trust. And little Peter, he finally asks,
Grandpa, what's wrong?
Grandpa Munski stops and he stares at Peter, sadness clouding his eyes. He walks to the desk, the one that stood in the corner of the room, and he pulls open the drawer and he takes out a small box and he brings it over to Peter. He said,
In this box was the secret herb. This morning when I opened the shop, I found the box lying open on the desk, and the recipe and the plant were gone.
Grandpa Munski sits down. His heart is heavy. He sits on the desk. He sweeps his arm in an arc around the kitchen.
It's been stolen from us, and we will lose all of this.
His elbow, in the meantime, knocks over a can of cooking oil. And in an instant, little Peter, he saw his whole world change. The oil spills across the floor into these big black ovens that are baking the bread. The oil, it catches fire, and suddenly the whole room, it is horrible, it is lit up in flames. And Grandpa Munski goes into action. He springs up. He pours a bucket of baking soda. You know baking soda.
Yes, of
right?
course.
Of course. He puts it on the fire. An acrid smoke fills the room. Grandpa Munski grabs little Peter from the stool and they run outside. Quick, get some fresh air. Now here's another little tragic part of little Peter's life. As Grandpa Munski runs out the front door of the bakery, a small herd of moose happens to be stampeding right down Main Street. So Grandpa Munski, he sees the horror of the antlers, he hears the sound of the hooves bearing down upon them. But he was too late. As the moose hits him, he shields little Peter the only way he could. He shields him with his own body.
Good Lord.
Oh, but Grandpa Munski, he got the full force of the moose stampede. He saved little Peter from a trampling that surely would have meant his death. Once the moose had passed, the neighbors, they run out into the street, and they pull Grandpa Munski off of little Peter, and they find him, little Peter, tucked in like a cocoon of protection that his grandpa had given him. The coroner's report later says Grandpa Munski was killed by 5 moose. He had been fatally impaled 5 times. And little 5-year-old Peter Sharp, they had to send him to the orphanage the very same day.
This explains so much, Jean-Claude, because the dagger, for whatever reason, had a fascination with the number 5, and I didn't know why, but it makes sense because he was 5 years old when his grandfather was killed, trampled by 5 moose, and impaled 5 times. Good Lord. And it also explains why when I came to Broken in 1973, although the talk around town was of the fabulous Warren G. Harding brownies, of course they didn't make them anymore, it ties together, Jean-Claude.
You have the ingredients like the yeast and the salt and the butter, and you can bake it according to the recipe. But without the herb, you're lost.
Rose had been trying to grow the herb because it was so desiccated when she inherited it I wonder if we should warn her that she shouldn't.
It's interesting.
So you learned all of this from the files that Louise was keeping on Rose?
The files from Louise, they helped, but it was really the French underground in Alaska that helped piece it all together. The knowledge of the French bakers runs deep, mon ami.
Yes, you don't have to tell me. So I wonder what happened to little Peter Sharp after he was sent to the orphanage.
I do not know, but we do know that he returned here to Broken years later, and he lived among us until he was killed when Rose, pushed him out of the missile silo.
Good Lord. It's very hard to wrap my head all around this, Jean-Claude. My old supervisor from the Met in London, Detective Inspector James, was on his way here. I wonder if he knows the connection. No one knew more about the dagger than he, but he's gone missing.
I'm sorry. I must go. I just realized I left the oven on in the bakery in Austinville. We don't want to have another fire.
No, dear, no, of course not. Thank you so much, Jean-Claude. This means the world to me.
Okay. See you later, Jean-Claude.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Bert, this is really bad.
Mark is one of those guys who always seems like he's ready to spring into action. Never more than when he thinks one of his beloved cats is in danger. He's about to sneak into Brick's house to see if his theory about the German scientists kidnapping Sarsfield is correct.
Gallery floor is about 120 square feet, and if I remember right, he's got pressure sensors on the gray tiles. All right, hug the wall, hug the wall, hug the wall. Okay. All right, great. Made it through the main floor. Now all I have to do is get through the hall of caricatures. How many of these things are there? Now remember, Shaughnessy, only the penitent man may pass. All right, I need to kneel down. I've got to crawl across the floor. Here I am. Check for the lasers, check for the lasers. Remember, Mark, the top step triggers the blowguns. Oh my, he's got a naked statue of Rose. What? Oh, she doesn't look anything like that. Never mind. All right, here I am at the elevator. Oh. Okay, third floor. All right, sweep the area. Anybody out there? Finally. All right, opening the door to the lab. Sarsfield, they did take you. Oh, come here, buddy. Let me see. Did they hurt you? You feel like you've gained a little weight here, buddy. Come on, let me check your toe beans. Come on, let me see those little paws. No, the paws are soft. Tail's good. And your coat's all shiny. Wait a minute. They've given you a carpeted cat tower with toys? A garden of catnip? Buddy, this is better than you've got at the bookstore. This is better than my house. You seem happy. I don't know. Sarsfield, buddy, did you not come home because you didn't want to? Tell me truthfully, little guy. Do you want to stay? Oh, I love you too, little guy. Come on, let's get you out of here. Ow! I stubbed my toe on something. What's under this carpet? Here. Keep an eye out, buddy. Let me move this desk out of the way and roll this corner of the carpet up so I can see what's going on. Okay, let's pull up a corner of this rug and... Sarsfield, this is a trap door. All right, let me get this door open. Sarsfield, it's a hole. A deep hole. Looks like it goes all the way down. There are lights running the length of the hole. There's a ladder right next to them. That's got to be deeper than Brick's sub-basement. All right, Sarsfield, you stay here. I'm going to find out where this tunnel goes.
Well, that's all the time we have for now. You've been listening to Broken Alaska, radio's only ongoing improvised drama series on Space 101.1. Starring in this week's episode were Julie Bragg as Heather, Anthony Floyd as Doc, Michael Crowley as Dr. Albrecht Mueller and Mark, Carol Sparrow as Dr. Vilda Solveig and Joey, Taylor Edwards as Annika, Mike Fuller as Bert, Mr. Munsky and the announcer, Rowan Aguila as Little Peter Sharp, and Don Goldberg as Jean-Claude. It was written, directed, produced, and edited by Carrie Aguila and Mike Fuller. Music by Audionautics.com. We tell you what's coming up next time on Broken Alaska, but since it's improvised, you'll know as soon as we do.